Hi, this is Seven Antonopoulos. We're in beautiful Oxnard, California, the Drum Channel facilities here. You are watching DC Feedback. And for those of you who don't know, this is an opportunity for young or old up-and-coming drummers to send in videos of themselves playing. It could be covers, could be solos, could be whatever. And actually get some insight, some feedback from some of the professionals here at the Drum Channel. So today, I actually got to see a video by a guy by the name of Chris Harvick. He did a Paramore cover, actually a really good tune. It's always on the radio. And first thing I'd like to say to Chris is that there's a few things that I noticed right off the bat that I really kind of stuck in my mind. When he was playing, he really kind of laid in and committed to the groove, and his meter was actually really spot on. So when it comes to younger drummers, and when I do clinics and when I'm touring and whatnot, I get these kind of questions. And they're like, well, do you have any suggestions? What is it that, you can tell me to help me out? And it's usually, too many times, guys don't commit. They're kind of timid about it, or maybe they're not digging in when they need to, or pulling back when they need to. So Chris did a great job at that. As far as chops and fills and whatnot, he nailed everything note for note. That's always cool, especially when you're doing covers, because a lot of us drummers that are touring now and doing the band thing and doing sessions and clinics or whatever it is, most of us started off playing covers. And so if you're going to be a professional drummer in any capacity, being able to replicate what other drummers have done already is pretty important. Of course, it doesn't mean that you're married to that you can expand or change, even if you do have a cover gig. But that's something that's pretty cool. So he did great at that. Like I said, timing was really nice. And I was curious to find out if he was actually listening to a click or not, because I noticed when Dawn and I were watching the video that I was like, wow, that kid's like really on. So if he wasn't listening to a click, then it's even more impressive, because we all know that, we grew up playing into AC/DC records, and, sometimes you're like trying to just nail that kick and nail that snare and not make it flam and stuff. When you don't have a click track, it's a lot harder to do that. So as far as critiquing things, which I really don't like critiquing people, but there was a couple things that looked like maybe they could be problems later on down the road. And this is all a stylistic thing, but a lot of guys approach the kit, normally you have traditional French grip where your thumb is lined up with your elbow and you do that thing. And then there's German grip, and then, palms out, and then there's also American, which is kind of a mixture between the two. But when Chris was riding that one crash, he was laying into it, it sounded great, swinging it, but sometimes when you're playing, if your wrist gets a little, over time, this kind of action can actually cause some tendonitis problems, could turn into carpal tunnel later on down the line. And again, these kinds of things, how you hold your hands when you're drawing the sound out of the cymbals or drawing the sound out of the drums, it's kind of personal preference. But for me, I've been touring on a professional level since 1998, and I've seen plenty of guys, had plenty of friends that ended up having problems with their wrists because of the way that they're laying into their kit. And in closing, personal message to Chris, we would love to see you playing with your own band, or whatever it is, whatever project it is you have. I'd love to see some live footage to see how you approach the kit in a live situation, and that goes out for everybody. So don't worry about the sound quality, or maybe your drums aren't individually mic'd, or it's kind of grainy or whatever. This is a forum for all of us drummers to get together, be able to feed off one another, get information, get educated, and at the end of the day, have fun with our instrument.